Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Connor,
And I'm Mingru. Hello, hello, hello.
and we promised you some action between a itsy bitsy player and Corbeau.
hmm
Rang, who are they playing as on this beautiful, beautiful map of St. Marigleves?
Well, on the left hand side in blue, we have ourselves Corbeau, playing as 2nd Infantry. And on the right hand side, we have Harry Spider playing as 3rd Falltjäger.
Now, we've seen a little bit more second infantry in recent weeks,
Yeah,
but not so much, maybe as much as the third Fallschirmjäger. How does this matchup work?
well, this is really funny because usually it's Corbeau playing 3rd Falltjäger or 101st. That's usually what we see him play.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty much in when you do a Super League match, you can do like division bans, right? And what the first ban I believe that Harry Spider told Corbeau not to play was 101st. So, so Corbeau's playing 2nd Infantry. Is he gonna be able to meme it some way? No bloody idea. But with 3rd Fauci or Harry Spider, probably do some fun Fiat stuff. It seems like Harry Spider's playing it a bit more
Conservatively.
straight. He's got a lot of stuff heading down south. Some of that may be heading to the town actually, so we have to see in the deployment. So, I don't know, it could really go any way. I haven't really seen Harry Spider play 3rd Falltjäger a lot. And,
Yeah, that's true. He
yeah.
usually plays second Panzer, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's either like 2nd or I think I've seen him play 4th a few times. He's usually more of an armored division guy from what we see. But off we go to the races, and Corbeau's on a lot down south too, so it definitely seems like it's going to be some southern throwdowns.
Well, you know what? We do enjoy our action south of the border.
Mm-hmm. There's
Deep in
some
the bush,
political jokes, yeah, but I'm
deep in
not
the
paying
bush,
attention yet.
in between the legs of that little
Yeah,
intersection right there,
yeah.
right where those little balls are hanging down.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm surprised that stuff there is that there's as much being deployed there. I mean, looking
Yeah.
if even if you take that initial kind of triangle with the several orchards and additional,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to really get you anything. There's an awful lot of open space before the next tree line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird too because both sides usually, I mean, especially with both like more infantry side of it, and just rush for the town, get the town. The town is hard to the map, but yeah, it's gonna be a cluster in the south. Just how close everyone are gonna be deploying next to each other.
Yeah, but you know what? I think we'll get some really interesting fights. And indeed, wow, down south it's already kicking off. Sharpshooting are being used like crazy, which makes me a happy little
Yep,
con.
yep.
And indeed, I think we got our first L6 in. Whoa, that was fast. All right, so that was not the Flak 36, I don't think, but somebody's still getting lit up.
Mm-hmm.
And rifle spam is getting wrecked.
Yeah. Corbeau is responding in kind with the machine gun 60mm mortar, yeah, and the Fountshakers are just getting in close, and you don't mess with Fountshakers on an open field.
Well, especially now when you have a 20 millimeter anti-air gun behind that.
Yeah. The problem is, I don't think Harry Spider's going to make too much progress, as the 60mm mortar is just going to town. And the good thing for Corbeau, the rifles are mostly going to be able to retreat, so they can come back in and fight another day.
Well, us, the way of the Red Man is a truly mysterious thing, and the Indian Head Division is no different.
hmm
He who fights and runs away lives to run another day. So,
That is true. That is very true.
but like you said, that machine gun mortar is already blown through half of its ammunition, and he's going to bring in a very, very early duck
hmm
to make sure he doesn't quack things up in the bottom. Now, the L6, how's the L6 going to really impact down here?
Uh, get some fire supports on the rifles. Probably try to get some surrenders. Use it aggressively at Ray. Same time, there is the range of marauders, yeah, which is rather deadly. Doesn't take a look up north, and Corbeau he's nabbing quite a bit of real estate.
Well, while he's doing that, it looks like Harry Spider is driving down the values in the southern part of town, though.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, both sides are playing really bloody well. They're pushing all over. It's just, I love seeing that sort of gameplay. Everyone's being aggressive, everyone's trying to make itself happen, and both sides have pretty good A phase. Like, usage.
Now we are going to see an infantry pack Gerlich coming on in, but Schwarzfeld, I don't know if old Schwarzi here is going to be able to reverse things with just taking out that single M20.
Yeah, you kind of need to. I mean, he's got the Faustjägers here, which can kill the rifles, but things with Americans, it just takes bloody forever to like kill those rifle squads, man. Like just 12 guys, it's like trying to get through like 2 Big Macs.
Yeah, we do know how to supersize things, don't we?
We really do.
Including our targets.
Including the targets.
And the issue with this, of course, is that, you know, Fallschirmjägers, as wonderful as they are, especially at that 2-star, they are not going to be able to fight 2 or 3 to 1. I mean, statistically, it's yeah, the rifles by themselves can take them out, but we're seeing a perfect example is down below. Yes, we have one squad of Fallschirmjägers in green cover. We're still taking fire from, what, 3 sources? It's going to be 4 in a second.
Mm-hmm. Then the mortar's going to come in and help out. Well, I think what will happen is Faustjäger's going to eventually run out of ammo, maybe. I mean, up north it is Plinken Ray. And the problem is the Faustjägers that are against rifles is that they're really good at stunning up the rifles at long range. It's almost instantaneous, to be frank, but you don't kill you don't kill stuff in this game. You just capture it. You get surrenders. And you can't really do it a third Faustjäger efficiently if you don't have like lots of the expendable vehicles. I mean, you do have the Fiat L6s, which are good, but you know, it can be a bit risky throwing away such a useful light tank to just try to capture some 20-point infantry.
Well, he did throw one of them away trying to get down towards that mortar already. There is a dual drive tank there, and he is not giving up the middle.
Oh no, that's going to be a real tough customer to deal with. In terms of long range penetration, yeah, I
was gonna let that alone.
I just realized what I said. I was like, oh god. In terms of long range penetration, there's not really much that Harry Spider can really do against the DD. He has to get in
he's
close.
not gonna be able to stick his hairy legs in there and do something.
Oh no, oh no. He can like potentially panzer track it. You know, he's trying to do it up north. You know, the Ranger Assault area is going to stop him. He can also get Puchins, which are really cool. Love seeing those Puchins, but that's like a 500-meter unit. In an open field like that, that's not exactly where you want to pooch it, so to speak.
True. Now, we are noticing one Scharfschützen squad is getting shot at by this DD. So, I get shades again. I know I mentioned this on Tuesday, but I'm getting shades again of Saving Private Ryan. One by one, they're getting taken on out, but he has a little bit more sense than Jackson does.
Yeah.
Although we are going to see this Gerlich actually might be able to do something. He's engaging that M20 as it retreats. Are you there for a reason? No, you're not yet. One more shot. 4 more years.
Come on. Bloody hell.
And that's the thing, though. It has 1,000 meters, but I feel like that thing never hits.
Yeah, I mean, is it 5 accuracy or 4 accuracy? It is 5 accuracy, so it's baseline, so... Huh.
There we go. I had to tough talk it, and then it hits.
Yeah. You just gotta give him a bit of motivation.
I didn't realize I had to neg him before he did anything about it.
Yeah, you know, if you miss next time after the Eastern Front review. See you in
And by
March.
the way, that's neg, not nag.
Nag.
In the meantime... Wow! One mortar shot comes in, and there goes
Whoa! The duck. Kaboom! That's a brilliant kill here from Harry Spider.
Well,
that's good.
Please.
That's gonna starve the 60mm mortar down south.
Yeah, I think it's official. It's not wabbit season, it's duck season.
It's duck season, jeez.
Elmer Fudd would be proud.
Yeah, he would be.
And now, looks like that stovepipe for the Americans is just engaging the wrong area, and the German one, not 100% making sense either, but he'll figure it out sooner or later.
I don't think Harry Spider has a accurate mark on the 60mm.
The 60mm has an accurate mark on him, though.
Yep.
He's going to try to move it, and you're not going to win the fight against that thing.
Yep.
You might as well just suffer the engagement for now. He's going to be almost out of ammo. Oh, never mind.
Yep. It's really
thought he was almost out of ammo, but oops.
And it's really crazy with the 60mm, because even though it's only a 60mm mortar, it has 900-meter range, while the German run only has that 1,000. And there's the extra fire rate of the 60mm and the veterancy. It really helps out in an artillery shootout.
Mm-hmm. You want to see officially? I know it's marked at 13 rounds a minute. I want to see what it's officially marked at for the 81 mil. Was it like 9? I want to say. 1-star veterancy, I think is I think something like that.
Probably
10.
something along those
10.
lines. 10. Yeah, makes sense.
L6 to the north, another one, and there's actually a 107 mortar up here. Oof. So Corbeau playing rather effectively with this indirect fire.
Yeah.
But regardless, I was going to say regardless of him doing that, he's losing territory, but he's not. In fact, he owns 54% compared to his opponent's 46.
He just has, you know, the territory, you know, along the edges of the map, which is really giving him that lovely point advantage. And with artillery, it's a perfect counter against third Feldjägers, as, you know, all the ground stuff's really soft targets. Feldjägers are great in a head-to-head fight, but when soft scalps flying in from above, you know, they don't like it. Feldjägers don't like it. They're meant to be the ones dropping in from above, not high explosive shells.
Well, it's just like Crete, you know. It's all over again. Cyprus and Crete and freaking Malta, time and time again.
People keep saying that, hey, you should be able to like power drop like airborne troops in this game, like you can in Company of Heroes.
But why would you want to?
Exactly. Imagine power dropping Feldjägers in Steel Division, but when they drop, they're only armed with P38 pistols, and only one guy's like an MP40.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's the last thing it needs to have these guys come shooting down, spending 60 or 70 points on it, because you would have to do that for the aircraft.
Yeah, and then the aircraft has to get to the landing zone without getting shot down, and infantry have to land without being shot at. It's a reason, you know, you don't do, you know, power drops in the middle of a battle, or direct battle like this.
Or nearly ever. Keep in mind, guys, that did not happen very often in the war.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But one rifle apparently has decided that he no longer cares to live. He's giving a nice, beautiful opportunity for these Fallschirmjägers to shoot him, and they say no. Wow, that was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
60mm mortar is almost down, but we are to phase B, which means that things might get a little bit better, or they might not.
Yeah.
For the Fallschirmjäger.
Yeah, it really all depends. I mean, economy-wise, Harry Spinder's not in a lovely spot. Once he gets to C phase, his economy is pretty good, but so is Corbeau's economy in C phase. I think it's going to come down to whether Harry Spider can really exploit his air power.
Well, right now he's not been trying to do that at all.
No, neither side has got an airplane. And even though, like, Harry Spider has, you know, it's a great air force for Fred Feldjäger, Corbeau has a pretty good air force too. He's got bloody Gabby. I mean, Gabby's a one-man air force.
The man of 1,000 lives, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is an SPW moving to the north ever so delicately.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps freaking, you know, going over and over again, just keeps unlocking and relocking on that target. It would be super embarrassing, though, if we do see the MGMC take him on out. If nothing else, he's going to stress him out rather quickly.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Yeah, I do want to note up north, the Feldjägers managed to knock out the 107mm mortar. Definitely
worth the call. L6, in the meantime, he's engaging infantry. But I would say that the Germans have themselves a decisive advantage, at least until that M4A1 gets a teensy bit closer to the front lines.
Yeah, M4 is going to be a pain. Now, at the same time, these rifles are going to be pinned down, so the M4 is not going to exactly have too much cover, or, you know, like, anything to really screen in front of it, which isn't ideal, so to speak.
Well, he's not much of a screener.
Oh no, he's not much of a screener at all. That's what the infantry are for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just like in Normandy, you know. Don't land the tanks first. Send the infantry up, get shot a bit, and then the tanks would, you know, arrive a few minutes later.
That's what happened in Market Garden.
Oh yeah, he never came.
Did that for several days, in fact. It was like, oh, we don't care about you guys enough. We're just gonna let you go in there by yourselves. I mean, we're on our way.
We don't need to drop supplies on the first day. What are you talking about? We'll get you in no time.
Quick, men, they're out of berets. Legit story, by the way, as it turns out. In the meantime, a Kupelwagen moving on in with another infantry Gerlich, I imagine.
Yeah.
And Harry Spider, he does have himself an LG-42 to the south, the little pooption that we were talking about. Yeah. But not quite enough to turn us back around. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely getting pretty interesting. I mean, up north, that AT gun thing I looked at it, it's actually a Pack 38, which is a
Ooh.
really weird call for third Fallschläger, I'd say.
Yeah, well, he's picking it up only for the MGMC, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But I guess it does cause quite a bit of consternation when your lightest vehicles can get taken out by a dedicated anti-air truck.
Yeah, yeah, that is. That guy's bloody Alamo in it. He refuses to be taken in alive.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the Alamo, is that everyone who was there died.
Yeah.
Famously, perhaps. But again, if he's able to take out this SPW, that would just be embarrassing enough. That's still a recon unit, and that's not something that Harry Spider's got a plethora of, I would
Yeah.
argue.
I mean, every single armored vehicle that Harry Spider has is very valuable for third Fallschlägers, you know. You're an airborne division, not a tank division. You need to make those armored vehicles count.
Now, if you look at the western side of the town, if you don't see what I see in terms as a perfect bombing opportunity, I don't know what is.
If this was Company of Heroes, I'd just Stuka that entire middle. With, like, the half-track thing that Ober Commandos get or whatever.
The Stukosafus.
Yeah, yes, that thing. That's just a perfect, like, you know, platoon ripe, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, if nothing else, and I know, of course, this isn't necessarily Fallschirmjägers, but having that whole, how do you say, cluster bomb Junker would be amazing right now.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful. I mean,
That's
anything
90
would be
points. No, it's not
beautiful.
90 points. What is it? 60 points right
200?
there.
Oh no, infantry. Sorry. Yeah, it's
Oh, of course.
quite a bit of infantry.
Thunderbolt coming back in, though, which is going to stymie a little bit of this German push. But Sherwood Forest holds strong.
Mm-hmm. Your
Again,
Corbeau
shockingly. Yes,
is
please.
still gaining that plus run still. It's
Which
just
is weird. I feel
yeah.
like, again, he should be a lot further forwards on this northern side.
Yeah, he just has that, you know, 1% or like 52 to 48 at the moment. So Harry Spider's getting back here up north. He does lose the Fiat, which isn't good for him. And I think this northern side is going to be very tough for Harry Spider to try and just to take control of, as it's a bit too open for Fallschläger taste.
Yeah, despite the fact that they like their time up in the open air, they
Yeah.
are not fond of it on the ground.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. He's bringing in another Gaelic into the town, right into the town it seems, which is, or he's bringing it north into the town.
ME 109 going after the P-47, but unfortunately he didn't realize what he should be doing is doing a pump and dump, as he just kind of dive on that P-47, be a much better option.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, he just wants to play a chasing game, and that's not going to work well.
Yeah.
The MGMC moves forward, and these guys are terrifying too.
Oh yeah.
There's one brave Sturm Pioneer moving on in, and he's going to die. He's got to die.
No, he's smoking and firing. He knows how to micro. That's perfect micro, yeah. He smoked it so the M16 can't shoot, but he can still shoot all the rifles. That's how you bloody do it with Sternpiles, right? Yeah.
Well, it helps with that Pack 38 that got snuck in. He got, oh no, excuse me, that's another Gerlich. He snuck on in to take out that anti-aircraft platform, and yet again,
Yeah.
we see light vehicles being taken on out one by one by one by one.
Mm-hmm. Not 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We're not having seen any 222s either, so that's safe for now.
I would say where I am, it's currently raining as we're recording this, but nope, there is no flooding happening here.
That is good.
Indeed. I'm on high ground, I like taking the high ground.
I mean, it is a strategic advantage.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how Obi-Wan did it. If it's good enough for Obi-Wan, it's good enough for me.
I'll try to do a somersault overview and see if that works.
Oh, if you notice, by the way, he didn't take the high ground the second time on the Death Star, and that's why he lost.
Oh crap! He was on level ground.
Exactly.
Yeah, he buggered up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he kind of wanted to die. In a weird sense.
Whoa,
That
I didn't
sounds
know
a bit
we have a
suicidal.
xylophone.
Oh,
the music of the night fires, my friends, and a lot of the Germans start to kind of not really appreciate that music.
Oh no, no, they don't.
They cry out, "It is a Glockenspiel."
Yeah, just like the French, I don't exactly appreciate the 18 Trove Overture.
Or the sound of bagpipes.
Or the sound of not many people appreciate the sound of bagpipes.
The Brits are okay with it as long as
Yeah.
they're fighting for them.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, there's so much anti-air being brought on in from the American side, and yet so little of the air power actually being used by the Germans.
Yeah, it is really quite weird. Because you usually see, like, rocket planes and maybe the odd B-1. But yeah, we've seen the fighters from Harry Spider. You know, I mean, now we're going to get into sea phase, and the only you should really start seeing some planes is that's when you have the economy to be, you know, dumping into aircraft. Because there's nothing else to really buy for Third Fallschläger. Might see some off-map, but who knows.
Well, the 60mm mortar is back in running again. That guy is, I would argue, already the MVP in the southern side of the map. Without him, that southern flank falls.
Yeah, but he's just been keeping everything at bloody bay.
Though I do have to say, Harry Spider's town actions have been fantastic as well. He's been forced to give ground on anything that's not buildings, but that's kind of what we expect.
Yeah, for Third Fallschläger, I mean, towns are usually pretty good for Third Fallschläger past A phase. It's nice, it's close range enough, but as you can see, he's surrounded by open fields, and he's locked outside by all these like fire support vehicles such as the M4s and M16s and M15s, etc., keeping him from bay from taking any more territory.
Well, I also will say that we have another xylophone coming on in, so I can imagine we'll be seeing some more sweet music being played in a second. You can see another Russian infantry as well as being called on up. 3 squads worth of rifles coming on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna time it so the xylophones are gonna shoot, land, and then he can rush in the infantry without having to unload.
Well, he has 2 of them too, so he can just fire 1 round. They might be thinking, "Oh yes, I can get my infantry out of cover now," but no, the second one's gonna come in. I don't know what, 15-20 seconds later.
Yep. Psych.
A brilliant bastard. And the Germans are like, "We just left the Eastern Front to get away from this shit."
God damn, it's Stalingrad all over again.
But an Abwehr stuns that thing up in its tracks. He takes out the leading squad of infantry and retards the progress here. Even if he buys it, he's bought valuable time to get this Stug up forward, and there is a Stug coming on in.
Yeah. I do find it funny how the Rains and Marauders in the middle of that town completely okay. No one's just noticed him. He's just hanging out in that building.
I think they're just kind of like huddled by a window.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. If anything comes across that windows, Johnson, you just blow it to bits.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But it is 54-46. Corbeau continues to slowly get that +1.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of that extra artillery in the center, he's going to be happy as a clam.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to push that fast. Yes, the 2nd Infantry does have the occasional armored vehicle, but they're not a fast territory division.
No, they are. I mean, 2nd Infantry, they're a lovely defensive division, and Corbeau, he has good defensive positions all around the map, and he has 3rd Fallschläger just where he wants it. You know, trapped in that town, they can't really move anywhere outside the town, or they're just going to be shot at by crap tons of fire support. So,
holy God! I didn't realize there's 3 MGMCs on the CGMCs on the field.
Yeah, I might just admit he's not. He should be dead, but
he should be, and he might still be. That P47. I was going to say P38. Wow, P47. I think. Oh no, he's not going to get it. Just barely out of range.
Mm-hmm.
So a new lease on life has been gained. Yowza.
Yeah, and with all that AA, I mean, it's a very good call from Corbeau against 3rd Fallschläger. It also works as good fire support, so it's a really useful double rammer unit. So Harry Spider's going to be playing this a bit more conventional ground game rise. He's getting those stugs out, which even though the tanks aren't the strength of Third Fallschläger, considering what Corbeau's doing, that is the best call, I'd say. There's not many AT guns you have to worry about and tanks, because Corbeau's just spent all the money on AA. It doesn't have much to really stop his Stug.
No, he does not, but he can stun it up for days.
Mm-hmm. And he can quickly, get an AT gun or some tank out to try to counter it. I mean, very, very cheap. I mean, he's already got an M4 Sherman being brought in to try to deal with it. And we've got Stu in the middle here. Maybe he's going to try and snipe? Like the xylophones, maybe? Or something?
I think he's concerned about any kind of potential anti-tank being stuck on those buildings. And I know I would be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
why the heck is my enemy giving me a clear shot to his artillery? There's got to be something wrong.
Yeah, it must be like, a dozen bazookas between me and him. Which is always the case.
Yeah, it totally is.
It's always the case.
Now, for his Piats, I'd be totally okay risking it.
Oh, yeah. You're just playing like 50, not even 50-50. It's like 20% chance hit every time. It was at good odds.
Never tell me the odds.
Alright, Alan.
Well, I would say as of right now, the chance of the Strug and Stu both surviving to get into this game are 3,720 to 1.
I think it was a good odds. I think
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on them personally, but I agree with those odds.
Well, it's better than the odds you get in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we see both of those fighters being sent packing. Ooh, but another one's vectoring on in. I think he's still out of range.
Yeah, but we are seeing off-map being brought in
Ooh,
the middle.
Where?
And it's the big boy.
Ooh, okay. Here's where he's gonna hit the artillery park.
Yeah.
And a second Stug being brought on in as well. So this could form a rather interesting base of fire.
Yeah.
From the Germans.
If he can knock out those AA piece of the Stugs, which is what he's doing, I mean, he could potentially move up and, attack and get some ground. The problem for Harry Spider, though, is that there's only 14 minutes left in the match, and he has to catch up to over 1,000 points. That's a bit of a tall order for Third Fallschläger.
Wait. Here comes the next artillery barrage. Next rocket attack. Watch it hit the off-map.
Oh, no.
No, wow. The only thing he kills is one Scharfschützen.
Wow, that's very lucky. I mean, if Corbeau, spread it out and got the off-map, that really would have put a hamper in Harry Spider's assault.
And now he has revealed his artillery as well. In fact, I don't think Corbeau technically sees it, does he? No, he doesn't even see it. He could have been a beautiful surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out to be rather a beautiful lie instead.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Corbeau doesn't have any AT guns on his deck. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have any AT guns on his deck. Because I haven't seen any. Yeah, it's just Corbeau. I mean, if it's not like on reels and, can attack, it doesn't want it.
Yeah, he's not really hooked on phonics or hooked on reality. He just kind of plays his own thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I appreciate that about Corbeau. He's a very interesting player to watch. I mean, he's playing second infantry, pretty bizarrely in a sense, just by getting all these AA pieces and using them as more frontal fire support, which is good against Third Fallschläger. It's a pretty legit strat. As the Messerschmitt just gets right, yeah.
He gets Schmidt on. Again, I don't like these positions for Harry Spider's artillery barrages, though. I'm really not fond of them.
Yeah.
Ugh. But you had a feeling. Are you hooked on that feeling?
I'm pretty hooked on that feeling. I'm pretty hooked right now.
All right. Stug, in the meantime, is going to start to engage that Sherman. I would find it kind of almost laughably ironic if he takes out the Sherman before... Oh, never mind. I thought the artillery would not be able to stun it up before he killed it, which would mark a second time that's happened.
And these Stugs are pretty effective against, these sorts of Shermans. As the Sherman can barely penetrate those Stug 3Gs, but Xylophone's really going to slow him up, and even though he has the Stugs, he doesn't really have anything else that's mobile to help push for the Stugs. He doesn't have, half-track infantry or lots of light vehicles to help engage. He has to wait for the Foutshakers to move up first, clear the tree line, and move up the Stoke, and try to get a kill here and there. It's going to be pretty slow progress for Harry Spider. He has just a +1 now. He needs a +2 to win.
Yes, he does. And there's more pain train antics going on here. So despite the fact that the 3rd Fallschirmjäger should be having way more planes in the air than the rinky-dink little 2nd Infantry, it is the 2nd Infantry that calls in squadron upon squadron.
The rows are pretty much reversing.
Yeah.
Like, 2nd Infantry should be run by, like, tanks and, more tanks and AT guns. But Harry Spider is run by, like, the tanks and AT guns and whatnot this match.
And unfortunately for him, it does not look like that off-map is really going to really achieve so much with his 3 barrages.
No. It's definitely rather odd calling. I kind of understand why he did the larger barrages, because, they do move, for example. You're not going to hit anything. But still, he doesn't really achieve much of those off-map barrages.
No, he does not, does he?
No, he does not.
How about the best calling he's made in several minutes here would have been that Stug.
Yeah, those Stugs have been kicking a lot of ass. They've been helping out a lot. But it's rather slow progress for Harry Spider. I mean, those xylophones are so nasty threat. Absolutely nasty. And the Sherman in the middle. Almost going down to the Stug here.
Yep. Kernel fragments galore. Ooh, does the SBW? SBW does not see the rocket artillery. And instead it's just the Stug that once again will get freaked out by this pretty quickly. Yet.
No, that was pretty bad hits from the xylophone.
But again, when you have that money in that much in the way of munitions, you don't really need to be accurate.
Fair
He doesn't notice though that his one xylophone is out of range of being resupplied.
Oh, it's just barely out of range. I mean, that's going to definitely slow him down when it comes to the next artillery barrage.
By the way, to the north, Stug 3 has knocked out the M4A1,
Oof.
but his driver is knocked out as well, and that DD could kill him pretty quickly here. The reason you get the Ranger Marauders. I'm a little confused by this target acquisition. But it's a +2, so we could see a draw here. This is actually stunning to me. I did not expect this at all.
Same. I was no way thinking Harry Spider could potentially get a +2. He's been pushing very slow, but he's managing to take back territory, and he's just slowly chipping away at Corbeau's force, which is mainly just anti-aircraft pieces and some Shermans, and the Stugs are doing fantastically. Yeah, I mean, down south, Harry Spider is gaining all the ground.
I have no idea what killed the mortar, but it must have been impressive.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, down south, he knocks out the AA piece. The Duck is going to be running for his bloody life, and that's going to get a +3. What the hell's going on?
And the xylophone goes down as well. One xylophone's dead.
Everything just died.
The Germans just say, you know what? I don't like no stinking music, and he kills both xylophones.
What? This is the breakthrough Harry Spider needed.
This makes no sense.
He's killing everything. There's only 3 Shermans on the field anymore. I think Corbeau is pretty low on infantry, maybe? Maybe because I haven't seen really much more infantry from him, which is usually what you do is just 2nd infantry. But damn, this is nuts, and this is a very solid +3 point advantage. That's a very... There goes a Sherman in the middle. What the hell?
I'm not believing my eyes, my ears, or anything else in between.
Yeah. I mean, 3rd Fallschirmjäger is doing essentially a tank push and winning.
Yeah, they use 0 real air pieces here.
Yeah.
This one Stug is almost completely Winchester on AP ammo, which I find to be rather hysterical.
That's not supposed to happen. The Stugs are meant to die.
Easy there. I agree with you, but easy.
They're not meant to survive this long. They usually get just killed by something. I really don't think Corbeau has a single. Like, he's finally getting a Wolverine out, which probably would have helped earlier with dealing with the Stoogs, but like, where's the AT guns? Because the AT guns would be perfect.
I think this one stroke is finally going to go down,
Yeah.
but still 67 to 33%. Kind of hard to fall back when your tracks and wheels are damaged.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna slow down the push a bit, yo. Now it's in the southern side. This is really good area for Harry Spider to attack. You know, those orchards and whatnot is perfect for his troops.
And indeed, even if he loses this stroke, even if the stroke dies today, and he does, there's a Panzer Abwehr that's right there and waiting
Oh yeah,
to pick up where his brethren has left off.
yeah. But damn, this is nuts. I hope you guys watching this are just as surprised as we are, because this really seemed like it's just going to be a Corbeau victory. But I mean, there's still like 5 minutes left. You know, Corbeau may be able to bring it back to a draw, but I don't see it happening.
No one expected the meme machine to be actually doing anything about it.
No.
And now there's so much anti-air on the ground over here for the Germans, too, that so much of this Allied air power, even if some of this ME-109 goes down, which it may yet, a lot of this air power needs to get repaired now, and that's no small thing.
Mm-hmm. And with 5 minutes left, they're not going to have much of an impact on the match anymore.
No, they are not. Amusingly enough, we are going to have a Flak 41 in the north shelling a 2-man rifle squad, which is a bit like, using a cannon to kill a mosquito.
Yeah. You can also use cannons to kill mosquitoes as well, don't you know?
That's true, but Confucius was never really a man to really say that was a good idea.
But the British, well,
Yes?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about... Okay, I was talking about, like, the British mosquito.
Oh, yeah, and I went Confucius.
Oh, okay.
I was going far.
I was confused by the Confucius thing. But
I had Chinese food recently, what can I say?
Okay, fair enough.
Engine destroyed on one DD tank.
Oof.
And I cannot help but imagine that this other Sherman is going to go down rather soon as well. No. Black 41 not firing at anything where I thought he would. Oh no, he's going after the flying lightning. Will lightning strike the ground twice? No, it won't, but the other Sherman will die. And now we see that he did in fact have a couple AT guns, but he waited until 4 minutes to go before bringing in a 17-pounder. The lack of sense is just stunning.
He really could have used those AT guns earlier, because that could have just stopped the Stoogs. Because those two Stoogs just completely raped Corbeau's forces, and the Shermans were not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really screwed over Corbeau that match, and with only 3 minutes left to go, Harry Spider's in a blistering lead now.
Which is shocking too. He was down by almost over 1,000 points.
Yep, and he's managed to get a +3 in a very short amount of time with third Faultschläger. There's no half-track rush or like armor pushing forward. It's just been a very steady, foot race with some angry German paratroopers.
Now it is amusing to me that we are going to see just ME-109s galore now.
Yeah.
Like, where were you guys like a billion years ago? But no, that will be a Corbeau surrender, so the meme machine falls apart at the end of it all.
What the hell? And Harry Spider, I can create a good amount of kills. I'd say the history, towards, the turning point, yeah. Damn, look at, 30 minutes and forward.
30 minutes? Yeah. I was just about to say the same thing.
That's an actual page of just blue kills.
And not cheap ones either. It's not just, rifles going down. No, sir. It's a very high-value material.
That's pretty much, everything that Corbeau had in the front line. Just collapsed. Completely collapsed. That's over 1,000 points at least.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. That's nuts. And 34 to 36.
You want to know who got all those kills too? The Stoke 3G. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 squads of infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 vehicles.
Mr. Stosa?
Yep, Stosa is the man
Whoa.
of der Mannschaft here. Yeah,
Wow.
he killed pretty much everything in that group. Yeah, that's insane.
That is nuts. That Stug. I mean, I was gonna say like that 60mm mortar deserved MVP of the match, but that Stug just.
No, I mean the 60 mil mortar, I still deserves it, but I don't think
Yeah.
he deserves it for getting the kills. He deserves it
Yeah.
for surviving as long as he did.
Yeah, been helping out the Southern Push, but that Stosa run the match. He
Exactly.
won the match by himself essentially. He deserves, a few medals.
Yeah, yeah, maybe an Iron Cross or two.
Nine Cross, Knight's Cross, some other
Oak Leaves or something like
fantastic,
that.
yeah, diamonds where you can throw it in as well.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah,
you know.
but that was a fantastic match. Both sides played that wonderfully in their in their own like play styles of how they play the game, and I love seeing that being played. Harry Spider doing his more traditional tank pushes and like trying to flank around, and Corbeau doing Corbeau things, playing unorthodoxly.
Yeah, but Unorthodox was almost enough.
It almost worked. He just needs an AT gun here and there, and he probably could have, halted the Stoogs.
Unfortunately for him, he did not in this particular case.
No.
Regardless, though, rather well done by both guys.
Yeah, that was fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Indeed. Rang, any final pearls of wisdom to lay on us?
None at all.
All right, folks, with that in mind, please do tune back in next week. We don't know what we're going to show you, but I'm sure it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
For right now, though, I'm Connell Work.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.